and welcome to another edition of Wealthy and Wise. I'm your host, Cort Christie, and today we're going to be talking about what's going wrong with Delaware. Delaware has been known as the place where every publicly traded company registers, where financial institutions register and initially form themselves. But there's problems with Delaware right now, and it's all over the news. And I brought an expert in with us today to talk about it. We have Adam Kintigh, and Adam is an expert with business formation, has been working with clients, thousands of clients with NCH for many years now. And he's my go-to person when I need to understand what's going on out there in the world of business formation. We're going to talk about Delaware today. So Adam, welcome to the program. Thanks for being on.
Thank you for having me.
Absolutely. So Adam, there's been some news out there that Delaware is really losing its luster. What's going on?
Well, one of the things we looked at is these key court cases that have taken place, Elon Musk being the catalyst for all of this, when we had a shareholder of Tesla that owned 9 shares of stock that then decided that his pay package, which had a $56 billion pay package, and the quick little background with that is that Elon said, listen, he talked to the board of directors, said, I will take no salary from our company, none. And you all know that these CEOs and executives are making millions and millions. He said, I will take no salary, but if I am able to 10x Tesla, then I get a massive pay package. And that was a $56 billion pay package, which he did it. It was absolutely crazy that one guy could do that.
Yeah, shocking and unprecedented that a CEO takes $0 for this bonus plan. And I mean, anybody would have bet on it because you would never thought he would have been able to do it.
And lo and behold, he did. And he had that one shareholder, an attorney in Delaware that owned 9 shares of Tesla stock that took this to court as an illegal pay package. And lo and behold, the Delaware courts sided with the attorney, and he lost that pay package. And as soon as that happened, Elon said, hang on a second, we're in Delaware. There are a lot of other great states out there. And so, of course, Elon immediately looked into moving his company. He has not just Tesla, but a lot of companies that he owns and controls. So he started saying, okay, we're out of Delaware. We're going to move to these other states that have a more conservative, predictable court systems that will protect us and protect our companies.
And it's just interesting, he, as you mentioned, he's got many companies, and there's a few of them that are outside of Delaware, but most of them all are registered there as far as, where their primary focus is, because it's been the state for, 100+ years where people filed corporations and now LLCs, so predominantly. And now it's like, this is not the place anymore. And when you've got lawfare that just happened against Elon Musk, or you've got a liberalization of the court system, that can decide shareholders, or turn over what a shareholder decision was. And this was a shareholder vote that came in at 70% agreed with his package when it was initially introduced. And then just to re-solidify it, Elon brought it to a vote again at a shareholder meeting, and it was approved by, lo and behold, 70% of the shareholders once again. And this time, they didn't have to give it to him, right? They could have said, well, now that you got us 10 times return, we're just going to say no to this package. And it's sort of like, well, you made a bet, and are you going to live with your bet? And lo and behold, most people have high integrity, and they came back and they agreed with it. And I know there were a couple big funds that didn't agree with it this time, and they got really called out for agreeing with it the first time when the bet was made, and then when it came time to paying the bet, not agreeing with it the second time. But this is big news, and they're not the only one, right? There's others considering leaving this state for the very reasons of this liberal court system that used to be the greatest place in the United States to register companies, because they had the laws in the court system that was designed to look after business interests, shareholders, boards, officers, and now that's going away quickly.
Absolutely. Now, one of the things I love about Nevada is the only state in the country that provides charging order protection for corporations. Now, there's other states that provide charging order protection for LLCs, but for a lot of people, you're starting and growing your business. We're not public yet, but we want to get to that point, and lawsuits can take a business down immediately with the cost and the time of litigation. So Nevada is that state where we have this predictable court system that as you're starting, you want to go public. Having that protection when you're starting is incredible. And that law only applies for businesses that have 100 shareholders or less, but you get the charging order protection where the courts can't come in and foreclose on cash or assets held by the business to satisfy a judgment. So we look at, out of the grand scheme of things, very few companies go public. But Nevada gives you that foundation where, as you're getting there, we've got all these incredible laws to protect you and your business and your shareholders as you're getting through that process. So we saw other companies, soon as Elon said Tesla is going to be moving, well, a lot of other companies and very wealthy people did as well. And this is costing the state of Delaware billions of dollars. When I look at the fees that are involved with setting up and maintaining a company in Delaware, it is the largest revenue generator for that state. And now Delaware is, through their actions, through their courts, which are solidified in court, they are now losing all of these big companies that are now going elsewhere to states like Nevada. So you had mentioned, you were talking a little bit earlier, what are the other companies that you were mentioning of a lot of very wealthy people and very successful businesses are moving out of Delaware? Give us kind of that little list of that you were rambling through.
Yeah, I
Or
think, well, some big names. I mean, you look at TripAdvisor. TripAdvisor recently came out and said, we are leaving. We're going to Nevada. That's a big deal. Neuralink, one of Elon's other assets, is leaving Delaware and moving to Nevada. I think the parent company of the Atlanta Braves, they are moving to Nevada, and they did a very quiet shareholder meeting with respect to it. They didn't really want to make a big splash because they don't look for a lot of attention. But this is a big move for them, and you want to go to a place that is not going to use that's going to use the courts properly and for real disputes, not to sabotage, not to interfere with business, not to interfere with somebody's bonus structure. I mean, it was just really poor, the decision that was made, and that decision was overturned. However, it still hasn't been settled what's going to be the outcome of the case for Elon and Tesla. And so there's a lot of other silent companies that aren't doing press releases that are moving and in the process of moving. I'm very close with our Secretary of State, Cisco Aguilera, in Nevada. And he kind of gives me updates on, companies that I can't necessarily disclose because they haven't moved to the press for their announcements. But there's many that are leaving, and what Nevada has positioned itself is a safe haven for entrepreneurs and investors. But it's really never positioned itself for publicly traded companies. That's not been its thing. It hasn't been its focus. But the laws that extend to the protection of small business owners benefit, and the court systems benefit large companies as well. And you mentioned something really important, Adam, which was, we have charging order protection for corporations, and corporations are the vehicle that's used when you ultimately do want to go public and be a traded company. And the fact that when you're in that development stage, raising some money from, maybe private equity firms or investment bankers or hedge funds, and kind of seeding the growth of your company, you very well could have 50 shareholders, 70 shareholders. But as long as you're under 100 shareholders, you've got these unique protections in place. And you may have raised hundreds of millions of dollars even at that point, but you've got protections that are afforded only in Nevada, nowhere else, that allow this charging order protection, this unique protection for the people that are running and operating that business, and to limit individuals who might want to go after that company, creditors that might want to go after that organization. So there's some powerful laws that will benefit future publicly traded companies. But I think our court system in Nevada, we're still a very sort of Western, pro-individual, conservative state. Where it's going to take us years, and as we know, as the liberalization of politics or the liberalization of the court systems are insidious and they kind of compound and evolve over time, we're still well behind others. And the development of laws in Nevada are really unique as well. Many states meet regularly. Their legislative sessions go annually, and sometimes continuously, almost in the case of California. And in Nevada, we only meet once every 2 years for about 4 months. And what that means, which is really good for citizens of Nevada and for people that would register companies here, is the laws don't change very quickly. Things tend to move slowly here, even though we're a fast-paced state with, gaming and entertainment and all those wonderful things. The laws don't change very rapidly, and that's a pro for businesses of all kinds. So big companies looking to move to Nevada, it's a really big deal. It's a significant shift because, it's like when you think of any place that's really unique, like New York City, the Big Apple, like losing its luster of not being a place that people want to go to or travel to or see, and not being a tourist destination anymore. It's like Delaware is the big state where every publicly traded company went. And now that's disappearing because they're ruining it. And the fact that there's an alternative is exciting for companies that want to take advantage of what Nevada has, and there's protections here that are unique to any other state.
And I want to point out that I had a client several years ago that wanted to set up a company, and he was in New York. He was going to be moving to Nevada. So logically, you want to form a Nevada entity. And I got to talking and getting to know him a little bit. And he was going to have a lot of shareholders. And I mentioned, well, we might, if you're having a lot of shareholders, we might want to look at Delaware. So he said, well, let's see what those fees are. Well, in Nevada, to form this company, he wanted me to check on either $100 par value or $200 par value with 1 billion shares of stock. This is a big company. So I, the state of Nevada, we called to form that company in with that value was $33,000 just to form the company. Now, we called Delaware. If we wanted $100 par value just to form the company was $4 million. If we wanted $200 par value, it was $8 million. So we look at the fees that are involved with this, and you start looking at the fees to set up and maintain your company. This is significant savings for anybody in any business. And when we're in an economy where you are fighting to keep every penny you can, this is a great way to save your business a lot of money and give you the best legal protection. Not to mention, we have so many businesses that are in Nevada because we have no inventory tax, no shareholder tax, no state income tax. The casinos are still ponying the bill for the state of Nevada. So there's all these tax savings, annual fee savings. All of these things add up. And in today's economy, no one can afford to overpay in all of these fees. We want the best legal protection. We want the lowest competitive fees. We want the lowest, most competitive taxes. And that's what Nevada has created. So it's fantastic.
Yeah, and it's definitely a shift, and it's going to be a big deal for these companies having their shareholders meetings, having this discussion, getting votes on getting out of Delaware. So, and you mentioned the high cost of registration there. I think for the average single person LLC or corporation, the fees are very low, both in Delaware and in Nevada. I mean, very low. But when you're talking about big companies that have aspirations of going public, like in the case of this individual from New York that you worked with, the fees can be incredibly expensive. I mean, you're talking about $30,000 just in Nevada to register. But by contrast, if it's going to be $4 million or $8 million in Delaware, where are you going to go? You want to choose a state that's going to keep the cost of registration down, but and more importantly, have the laws to protect the interest of the people involved in running those companies, and to not let the court systems get in the way of shareholder decisions that are made for the benefit of the company, and somebody that just decides to file a lawsuit, like in the case of Tesla, can freeze out somebody's, you know, compensation structure. That's ridiculous. So
I do want to point out that $33,000 to form that company in Nevada, that was a one-off. 99.9999% of companies are not going to set a company up
yes.
with that large of share value, etc. So I didn't want people to be afraid to think, oh my gosh, 33,000 in Nevada. No, not the case at all.
Well, so and I think finally, Adam, I want to thank you for coming on and talking about this today. You know, the final point I'd like to make to the viewers here today is they have choices. You have a choice if you want to, raise a lot of capital and look at Delaware, but maybe you want to look closer at Nevada and what its laws are. And everyone has a choice of registering in their home state where they live, or registering a new business of any kind in Nevada. And you don't have to be a resident here. You just need an address. And that's what NCH does. It registers companies and provides an address for you, a location address in Nevada. And then you operate your company back home. And it's really easy. And it gives you really kind of like, I consider the umbrella policy for insurance. If you've heard of umbrella policies, which are designed to really protect you from catastrophic events, things that are unexpected, business accidents. That's what Nevada's for. And it really only matters in rare situations. But if you're in one of those rare situations, you're going to really appreciate the laws that are here in Nevada, because once you built a company and once you put your blood, sweat, and tears into establishing an organization and a business, you want to make sure you've done it in the best state that's going to protect you if an accident does happen in your business.
Awesome.
Awesome. Well, thank you, Adam, once again for informing us on, a little bit about what's going on in Delaware and why people are really retreating from that state and looking elsewhere to register companies. And thank you for all the service you provide to our great clients. And for all of you that are listening that want to talk to Adam or one of the other amazing advisors at NCH, we offer a free consultation for as long as you need to just discuss the ins and outs of how it might work for your current business, your future business. Maybe you're a real estate investor and want to understand more. A free complimentary consultation. We don't charge you a penny for that. And we help thousands of individual business owners and investors every year. We are a 5-star rated organization. Go online, check us out. It's all real. And we've been doing this for over 32 years now, very long time. And we love what we do. We love supporting clients. So reach out to us in the link below. You can just simply register for a consultation. And please like and subscribe, because we love spreading the word about what's going on in the business world and in the business formation world. So thanks again for tuning in. And this has been a great episode of Wealthy and Wise. I'm your host, Cort Christie. Have a great day.